Okay, so yeah, so thank you very much. So we have a right set of tone now for the presentation. So we got delayed by 10-15 minutes. We'll just try to delay the conference. Okay, so just a brief introduction about me. I'm Sheikh Abdul Khader, 30 plus years of experience in, you can see the slide. So strategy management, the performance management, the enterprise resource planning, supply chain, execution systems, the project management are the key areas where I did spend a lot of time. Okay, so I'm a balanced scorecard certified graduate way back in 2008 and all. Okay, so quickly we talk about. I would like to show how the systems approach of strategic. That's a key area what we talk about, because no matter what, how much methodologies we use, we need some kind of system to help you. Otherwise, all these things will be in Excel files, and then you have a big problem in achieving all this. Okay, so what we do is all these concepts, whatever we talk about, I'll just put it in a tabular view because it is very easy to understand. Okay, so I just converted this into, it's not something new methodology. It's a simple translation of all these graphical presentations into a tabular view. So basically what is required is, just let me put the laser print. So if you are talking about strategic transformation, if you want to see in a linear format, so strategy planning, so you do the strategy analysis, value gap analysis, and all the things you do it. Okay, so so you come up with the overall strategy plan. Then you have you need to translate the strategy. Okay, whatever methodologies you use, preferably balanced scorecard methodology. Okay, so all the way translate it all the way to the people, the projects, the budgets, kind of thing. Then when you perform, okay, so when you perform the operations or projects, whatever you do it, so you need to keep reporting it. Okay, so you need to report it on a month-on-month basis or a quarter basis, whatever, based on your the requirement of the business. Okay, so the fourth theme is you need to have performance reviews. This is one of the most important things. You need to review. Okay, so the solution what we are talking about, systematic approach, is it supports you to how to review and take actions. It's not only about the review. One of the key challenge what we'll get is how to take the actions in the follow-up actions. So that must be a disciplined way to do actions. Finally, you need to see whether all these efforts are realizing or not. That is true strategic transformation. So in this strategic transformation, you need to do assessment of your choice, whether it could be ESG assessment, or it could be organizational health, or it could be SFO, strategy focused organization. So you can do the assessments. So all these things are part of the solution what we talk about. So the systems driven approach, we try to build a universal system which help you to do all these things in one system. Okay, so built on the execution premium as a foundation and all the modules. Okay, then finally you achieve the sustainable strategy execution. Okay. So built on the framework of execution premium with all 6 stages, you must be aware of all this. Okay, so it's a execution premium is a balanced scorecard framework for the strategy transformations. Okay, so objectives and key results is one of the methodology, but it actually many people say it is not a competitor. So objectives and key results is something which is similar to management by objectives. If you know the objectives, you can do that. But balanced scorecard approach gives you the more overall holistic approach for the strategic transformation. Okay, the whole it could be Hoshin country is another methodology where you can step in, but there are some gaps compared to the balanced scorecard methodology. I will not step into this. So role of Office of Strategy Management, the architect, the process owner, and the integrator. So you need to, as a overall Office of Strategy Management, this is the responsibilities. You can do that. Okay. So we Basically, I would like to just quickly talk about quickly for a couple of minutes. We need to link strategy planning to the execution. That link is always a problematic one. Okay, so it's how to do that is once this is a box. I'm not going to talk about details because we have listening to the how to do that strategy formulation and planning. Okay, so once you have this, so you need to close the gap by giving a feedback mechanism. So this is a strategy planning process. You need to link back strategy execution process so that you really aligned. That's where in some organizations the planning is separate done in isolation and execution is done in isolation. Then we don't have the feedback mechanism. So that is something which is very important. Okay, I'm not going to dwell here because there is a multiple updates in the strategy map, but strategy map will give you the cause and effect of how to translate your strategy. Okay, so this is a balanced scorecard. I would like to give 1 minute briefing on this. So if you have all the projects, so it could be many projects in the organization. So how you manage this? So it is driven by the strategy basically. So it could be balanced scorecard projects or whatever. So all your organizational projects pump into the initiative management. So PMO, if you have too many projects, you cannot do it, you cannot manage independently. You need to have the PMO. Okay, so project management office to do all the prioritization and all. Okay, so you get the benefit of achieving the holistic strategic transformation because each project gives you some sort of value and which are interlinked. Okay, if you are talking about people performance, okay, so people performance actually that one of the key challenge here is when you do the people performance targets, people targets or team targets or individual scores. So it's not properly aligned to the strategy. So the model talks about balanced scorecard model, talks about you have the strategy, then all the way connect to the people performance. In the people performance, we talk about individual performance, team performance, and 360-degree reviews. So if you have a weighted mechanism, so you can have a weighted scores, then which will give you you can plan it based on that, whether it could be a succession planning or career growth or alignment or whatever. Okay, so any people performance initiatives for optimizations can be connected to again a PMO, so that you can get the PMO can take care of the holistic execution of the projects. Now, almost always the business process optimization is done in isolation, not necessarily in isolation. They don't call it as an isolation, but it's a priority again. So the business processes also can be integrated to the strategy. So you have a strategic objectives. Okay, so or you have a matrix. What are the business processes you are supporting for the objectives, and then prioritize them based on the process maturity. You can define what methodology need to be used, and then you use them. You use the process excellence initiatives. So these operational excellence projects also can be connected to initiatives again. Okay. So financially, so you have a business planning and budgeting. So you have a strategy plan or business plan. You drive the yearly planning. So where you have operational expenses, capital expenses, and statics. This is, of course, we talk more. The experts will talk about more down the road in the call today. Okay. So organizational alignment model will talk about aligning everything. Okay. So you at least you need to know where is misalignment at least. Okay. So these misalignments will cause a problem. So you need to make sure that these misalignments are removed over a period of time. Okay. So Flu strategy help you to do all those things what we talk about. Okay. So including risk and management. So enterprise organizational performance, we talk about the ESG part, which is upcoming, which is a new trend now, which is very important. So organizational health index, which is a customized solution for your company, how to do organizational health. SFO is a balanced scorecard approach. Okay, so you have a different approach to do that. So I would like to step into, I will not delve time more into this. I'll step into the systems driven approach, which we talk about. Okay, so let me go here if you are able to see the screen. So this is the solution what we are talking about for strategy. All the modules what we have discussed are available here. Please make sure let me know if I'm able to, if everybody is able to see it. Okay. So here we have a strategy analysis, the balance scorecard. Here we have OKR modules. Okay. So initiative management, strategy reviews, blah blah blah. So let me just quickly just open the strategy analysis. Okay. So in this strategy analysis, we do have models like Vestel, which is one of the popular. Okay. So you can do all the strategy analysis models, including SWOT. So you can find out how to do that. Okay. So you can calculate. You can do all a repository of your analysis into the system. So come up with the strategic projections, and then how these gaps are closed. Okay, so this is how the analysis part is done. So the translation, strategy translation, which is our second theme, what we talk about. So strategy translation will happen. So like you can create objectives and theme perspectives of your choice. Okay, so you have perspectives. Okay, so currently a couple of years ago, as Mihai said, so the perspectives have been little modified. So you can accommodate all these modifications into this. So you define masters. Basically, it's a masters. You have to define your masters to make sure that you have a robust system to do all those translations, for example. Okay, so you need to really have a measure dictionary, okay, for all KVS. So this is what measure dictionary look like into the system, which is directly connected into the systems where you can pull the data also. Okay, so I just go to initiative masters. So you can define initiative masters. Okay, so you can define initiative masters in a more comprehensive way as you do for the project charter. Okay, so this balance scorecard and initiative management basically translating the strategy. Now, when you go to the strategy reviews, so you need to report the data. So that is more important. Okay, so you need to report the data. It's a very easy way to do it. Okay, so each individual who is the owner of that, so they will get, okay, so they will get that particular strategy measure data screen. So where they can enter the data, okay, and save it. If you have a SAP or any other solution, you can directly pump the data into the system. Okay, you can do export, imports, do the table views. There are plenty of opportunities here. You can see it, how to manage the data. So I would like to tell you something about objective study before I step into the overall how you really manage, how it is very helpful for you. Okay, to do that. Okay, so here basically what we do here is so objective story. So you identify objectives. Now you need to report it. The objective owner have to report. He need to write his analysis and recommended actions. So you need to see all the measures related to the objectives, initiatives. So in one screen you can connect everything. You can see it. Okay, and now it is not only that. You can see here the icon, the email. So you can click it and to see the actions. When you click here, another window will open, another tab will open. You can see the strategy actions. You can send email. You can just select email, and then you can each communication number will be there. So then you can send it automatically, and then all your communications will be repository in the system. So they get the email. So all they need to do is once they complete the task, they need to report it. Okay. Now I'll just take one step back. Before that, I'll just take you to the initiative story also, because it's one of the important part. Okay. So you have projects, so project reporting is very crucial. Now, there are multiple systems. So one is for projects, one is for people. So now all systems are combined here to have a holistic approach. Okay. So this is a project reporting. The project manager will report on a periodic basis. So even the value gap closure, he can report. Okay. So the milestones, he updates the status here. So he can see the bar chart, the Gantt chart. Okay. So he can see the Gantt chart and then upload the documents. Okay, so all in one platform, you do that. So it is a systems-driven approach where everything is in control, so you don't need any Excel file kind of thing. Okay, so now I'll just take, before I go to the steps, I'll just take you to how does it look, how to operate it. So it's so simple. Now I'll take you to the strategy map. Okay, so I'll take you to the strategy map, for example. So this is a strategy map you have. Okay. So you see the the performance of this strategy map. Okay, so the purple is the excellent kind of thing. So you just click here. So in the left side, you see the whole performance of this particular objective. So it is a objective performance, the measured performance, the initiatives, the risks, the people performance. Now you see here, you are connecting the bottom of people and teams. Okay, it's not a static one, it's very dynamic one. You just click on it, you know exactly what you want to see. Double click on it, so you go to the next tab. Okay, so you open it and you see the whole story of that particular strategic objective. Okay, so you story. From here, if you want to go for a particular initiative, just double click on it. You go to the, so that means, so you cascade the whole, all the way into the organization through strategic. So that is the beauty of it. Okay, and it is the shapes and everything is customizable. Now, if you want to see the performance of individual, okay, directly click on that person. So you see the individual performance. Okay, so likewise, you see this is the individual performance, 95%. Okay, so how does that, what are the objectives you got connected? So all these things, it is a team performance, everything. Weighted average will come here, likewise. Okay, so I'll just take one step back. Okay, I'll just talk you about organizational dashboard. Okay, so if you have a multi-business unit, multi-department, it's a global organization, so you can have an organization structure here. So you one of the module, you can look into go and identify what is the performance. So it's a very user-friendly way to navigate, especially for the senior executives. So I'll just show one more to just showcase. Okay, so you can see you don't have to remember any balance scorecard or need to ask, just generate it. So you get the whole balance scorecard into the system automatically. Okay, so if you want to cascade any one of this, you can just cascade it also to any number of levels, whatever your choice. So likewise, you have a multiple the dashboards of your choice. Okay, for example, let us say, so you can see the whole performance of these initiatives. Okay, and then you can see the whole performance of the initiatives, Gantt charts, how it is connected, and all these things. You can see it. So I'll just skip to enterprise PMO. So all the PMO operations can be managed through. You can define portfolios, programs, change management, project projects kind of thing. So you can just define all your portfolios, programs, and manage everything there into the process. So people performance is a very bottom-up approach. This is where we lose the track. Okay, so the people performance basically, it's individual performance, the team performance, and 360-degree review. These three give you the overall approach of the performance. Now, okay, so we added the 9-box model where you have the potential of the individuals and then also the performance we managed so far. So how to do that? And just we jumped into competency-based management. So where you connect all the nitty-gritty and individual development plan, everything comes into a competency management. So we are connecting the strategy analysis to the strategy execution to the people, all the way to the projects and processes. So likewise, I'll just take you to one so that how does that is done. So when you are defining a people performance objectives, for example, okay, so you link the individual objectives to the strategy. Okay, so you connect it. So if you connect it, that means this is the objectives or some personal objectives are not really very critical for the strategy. So you don't need to connect. So the moment you connect it, so you get into the strategy map highlighted. Okay. Likewise, you define, you measure employee performance data. Okay, so you can see it. How does it look like? So for each employee, you can see it. You can see that organization wise, you can see that individual wise. So there are plenty of information available. Okay, so you have a team performance, define teams, define objectives, link to the strategy. 360-degree, it's an assessment. You don't need to have a system user access for this. Emails will go. They have to update into the system. So system will collect all these things to give you the overall score of the individual performance. Okay. Likewise. So if there is anything you choose, so I think it is a data. For example, you can select the data, so you see the whole view. So for each employee, so you can see the total scores. Okay. So likewise, you can see the details also if you click on it. Okay. So 9-box model is there. So I don't go deep into this. It is like a performance against the potential. So competency management, we talk about groups, competencies, roles, blah, 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 and then all the way to how you close. So individual development plan. Okay, so how you will have an individual development plan to close the people performance. So this is I just look at the risks. So you can define all the risks. Okay, so you can define the risks, all kind of risks. Okay, so this is the risk register basically. Each risk will have the owner, risk owner, and then he need to report as part of the reporting process. There could be key risk indicators. Okay, so you could be key risk indicators to report separately, and then risk actions. Like in the risk actions, basically, you report it. You report basically, for example, if you report it. So all the reporting has to be done. Okay, similarly, compliances. So compliances like specifically like pharma or construction, compliance reporting is very important. So you define all compliances. Okay, so you define monthly updates, then you have a compliance calendar also. So you can define that. I have to delve into the organizational performance. So here in the organizational performance, ESG assessments, you can do full-scale ESG assessment to a system of your choice. Okay, so you do masters, you define the ESG scores. Okay, and then there will be online assessment of the ESG things. So you give a score out of you select whether it is a 0, 1, 2, 3. Accordingly, so weighted average will come. So you get the ESG scores. So likewise, it's a very comprehensive way to do it. Okay, so you can also have a ESG dashboards to do that. So you can select, okay, and then you look at what is the score in 2.2. So if your target is achieved 3.5, so you can see it like this. So strategy focused organization is the balanced scorecard approach, execution premium approach. How to do it? It's very, very, very standard. So these are the 5 themes. You do the assessment, and then I will show you one nice dashboard. For example, in the SFO, if you conduct, how does it look like is, okay, you generate it. So all the assessment scores will be seen. Like if you are conducting in 4 quarters assessments, you can see it. Likewise, I'll just zoom out. So you can see the scores like this. Sorry, you can see the scores like this. For example, the last year is this, and current year is this, and you can put all your scores, and you can see overall performance, how it is going on. So this is you have assessments, okay, you have values, then you also drive how to conduct the planning. Okay, so likewise, in the organizational performance, you can have all, for example, you want to know what is going on in the portfolio level. So you generate portfolio scores, you see the whole score of the portfolio, likewise. Okay, so programs kind of thing. Alignment is something. Alignment is almost always a challenge where you don't know where is the misalignment. You are doing all the things like just going for the goal. We are leaving the goal post behind us. Okay, so you make sure that if there anything are there anything gaps, so you identify them and keep it with you as a reference. Okay, so you come up with the alignment progress. You should keep all the list of misalignments, whether it could be corporate to SBU or be business unit to business unit or whatever. Then you just try to align them likewise. So I just jump into a budgeting part, which is again a topic of the finance. So you have the capital expenses budget. So very comprehensive way to define capital expensive budgets. So if you define a sample KPI, yeah. So this is capital expenses. So you can have your capital expensive thing expenditures. Okay, so you define all capital expenses. You define all the analysis like NPV, IRR. You do it because you don't know. So this is done by CFOs in an isolated manner. You can do it, and these are like actuals can be integrated to the ERP. All the system is integration friendly. It can integrate with any ERP. it can integrate with any third-party business line of business solution very easily. Okay, so we have operational expenses. Okay, so you have a combination of profit center, cost center, and fund center concept. So you have a sheets instead of doing Excels. Yes, StartX is a part of, we put it into the capital expenses as part of, you select whether it is a StartX or not. Okay, accordingly, we will just do it. So now we are getting a request that to have a separate model for StartX. So we are adding it. So we now included in CapEx. Okay, so now we just divide them, the strategic expenditure into the StartX. Because in financial reporting, they are not reporting StartX as a separate head. So that's the reason we combined into CapEx at the moment. But we will be adding it here. We will be adding it here. Yeah. Yeah. So you are right, sir. So we divide both the partial of operational expenses and strategic CapEx, and we come up with a StartX here. Okay, it's upcoming module, the new version, it will be there. So thank you for the question. Okay, so likewise, you have the operational expenses, and then we are adding a consolidated financial statements on the CapEx cash flow model. So we are adding it here in the new release in a couple of weeks. We are going to add it. Okay, so business process excellence. Okay, so you do what? Either TQM or Six Sigma or Lean or anything, you can combine all these things and connect to the strategy. So here you define business processes. So you arrive at the process KPIs. Okay. So then you link methodologies, how you want to do it, and then all the way to you connect it all the way to business process story. I think I am very okay. So I am still, I have 10 minutes. Okay, likewise, so you do that, and we have added OKR, even though it's not my favorite. Okay, so we added OKR as a standalone module. If you want to do OKR, so it's a comprehensive, define organizational goals, objectives, and key activities, initiatives, milestones in the same way, but it is not really combined with the balance scorecard because this is a separate methodology. Okay, so we have industry KPIs, put it here. So you can define we just give the industry KPIs, so which can be connected to the system. Okay, so you can do the plenty of reports available. Okay, so you can just add it. Of course, once you have the data, you are you know how it will be done. It's a secured way. So it's a very secured way to handle the things. So I will be very happy to take up any questions in this because I have to open the question box to meet the requirement. Yeah. Yeah. Scenario planning we are adding here, sir. Yeah. Scenario planning in the analysis we are adding it here. Okay. So it is under development actually. So we also read a couple of good articles from you in the scenario planning. So we will be adding in the strategy analysis, we will be adding scenario planning here, very comprehensive scenario planning to take care of all the things. So we are adding it it's an upcoming. So what else we are adding is in the compliances, we are adding internal audit just to make sure that nothing gets skipped. So in the PMO, we are adding more into portfolio management, reporting, prioritization. Okay. So there are some in the pipeline, the development pipeline, where we are adding it. Yeah. So any more questions? Take up some questions. Okay. So Deep, can you help me to read it because I'm unable to see them? Any questions? So any specific questions? So I would like to just tell you about the configuration part. Stakeholder management. Okay, the stakeholder management, there is no standard way how to manage stakeholders. So one thing we are adding one more thing here is operational planning. Okay, so operational planning means just you do all these things in Excel. Okay, so we want to avoid that. And then we want to bring everything, even just like you can do it like a Microsoft project kind of thing. So you can do it here into this is operational planning. For example, if you are doing a strategy planning exercise, so you have multiple steps. So you can do them. All these planning activities can be combined to represent, and of course, with the follow-up things. So you can do follow-up things and through the system. So on task manager, individual tasks can be managed through this also through the system. Stakeholder analysis is that something we want to add it. Okay, so how to add it? Is it a separate module or it should be a part of each and everything? That is something we are debating. So yeah, there are see, the strategy transformation is something which is very huge. So we keep adding as we learn, and also from our customers and the consultants with whom we collaborate and work. Okay, so likewise we do many things. Okay, so like for example, if you are doing a SWOT, so you can do the SWOT analysis. For example, I know SWOT is not something very tricky. So how to use that is something. So it is not really, it's an analytical tool basically. So you can use it, but how to use it? Use it carefully. It may mislead you with the strategy planning part. Okay. So so I'll just skip here, stop here at this moment, and then if you have any further questions, I'll do it. So here, the strategy analysis, we have other like pestle analysis kind of thing. Okay, so you can do. This is very important. Okay, this is very important. So you can do the analysis. So the whole idea here is in the strategy analysis, we are connecting the strategy plan versus actuals. Okay, so this is how. So I'll just go to the gap analysis. Okay. So if this is like a 400, if your $400,000 is a gap, for example, okay, now this 320,000 gap is addressed through this particular initiative or objective. So that is how. So and then these value gaps are managed in the okay. So yeah, yep. So there is one fantastic question. Okay, so how to link? I'm not able to read it, but because I'm sharing the screen. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So any more advice, questions is most welcome. It's most integration friendly. Okay. So we are connecting, have a native integrator with SAP S/4HANA to start with. Okay. So all the data comes from SAP directly to KPIs or from dashboards. So we are adding a CXO reporting dashboards, we can call it, as independent because they have a priority how to report it. We are adding another module called board reporting. Okay, if you have a standardized board reporting, you can do that. Of course, there is nothing called standard in this. It's an automation tool. How to do it, how to use it, that depends on you. Yeah, drag and drop functionality we are adding because here the problem here is when you talk, yeah, it's a like a one important thing here is so when doing a strategic objective or measure, there is a lot of information we need to add. We need to add to that particular objective. If you want to make it very simple, okay, so then you lose that the comprehensiveness. If you want to make it very simple, then what happens is you can have a drag and drop options kind of thing. But the problem is you do that big picture kind of thing. So we need to strike a balance between the user-friendly thing and comprehensiveness thing. So we are adding one more here called My Stories. So that will be very user-friendly. Okay, so each individual user will have a customized views how to do that, and then there are multiple ways how to do that. Okay, so I think this is the specific things I would like to. Yeah. Yes. It's user-friendly. Yes, it's an affordable solution. It's very affordable solution. Okay, it's very affordable solution. We have a regional pricing mechanism. So please contact us. Okay, so we will discuss more how to do it. And this is based on it's a more passion than a commercial thing. So definitely we would like to add values. Okay, so thank you very much. I'll just try to stop screen because I don't want to run out of time because we are the host. We are hosting it. Okay, so we would like